Welcome, dear students, to today's session. Today, the topic we are going to discuss is the anatomy of palate. Let us discuss the topic under the following headings. Number 1, introduction. Number 2, a short account of hard palate. Number 3, features of soft palate. Number 4, composition of soft palate. Number 5, blood supply, lymphatic drainage and its nerve supply. And last but not the least, number 6, applied. Palate is a partition between the nasal cavity above and the oral cavity below. That is, between the floor of the nasal cavity and the roof of the oral cavity. So, this partition between these two cavities is the palate. Anterior two-thirds of this partition presents a bony framework which is called hard palate. It is fixed and non-movable. Posterior one-third is mucus covered fibromusculoglandular curtain which is called soft palate. Soft palate hangs from the posterior margin of the hard palate. Anterior one-third of soft palate is fibrous, middle third is muscular and posterior one-third is glandular. Soft palate is movable and because of its movement we are able to deglutate, we are able to speak and blow air through the mouth by closing the pharyngeal isthmus, which communicates the oro and nasopharynx. So, this isthmus acts as a traffic control at the crossroad between the food and air passages. Now, a few words about the hard palate. So, this anterior two-third bony framework is the hard palate. It is formed by the palatine processes of the maxilla in front and horizontal parts of the palatine bones behind. It has an upper surface and a lower surface. Upper surface of hard palate is covered by ciliated columnar epithelium of the nasal cavity. The lower surface of the hard palate is covered by keratinized stratified squamous epithelium and is provided with numerous mucus secreting palatine glands in the posterior half. This posterior one-third of this curtain or partition between the oral cavity and the nasal cavity is the soft palate. When relaxed and pendant, soft palate is quadrilateral in outline or shape and presents two surfaces. This one is the anterior surface, this one is the posterior surface, and it is provided with four borders. This one is the superior border, This one is the inferior border, and these two are the lateral borders. Schematically, let us understand the features. This one is the superior border. This one is the inferior border. And these are the two lateral borders. Now this surface, anterior surface, it is concave and divided by a median longitudinal sulcus. It forms the posterior wall of the oropharynx. This is the oropharynx. This anterior surface of the soft palate is forming the posterior wall of the oropharynx. This surface becomes inferior when the palate is stretched. When it is stretched, the anterior surface becomes the inferior surface. Now, this one is the posterior surface. It is convex and form the anterior wall of the nasopharynx. Nasopharynx, this one. So, this forms the anterior wall of the nasopharynx. You see, this one is the superior border. It is attached to the posterior border of the hard palate. You see, this one is the inferior border. It is concave and free. At the center, there is an elevation called uvula, which is caused by a mass of musculus uvulae, the muscle and mucous glandular tissue. You see, this one is the superior border and this one is the inferior border, and this is the musculus uvula. From the uvula, you see two folds diverge or run. One fold is palatoglossal fold from soft palate to tongue, and the other fold is palatopharyngeal fold from soft palate to pharynx. So this fold is the palatoglossal fold, which passes downwards and forwards to be attached to the side of the tongue at the lateral end of the sulcus terminalis. It contains a muscle. The name of the muscle is palatoglossus, and forms the anterior boundary of the tonsillar fossa or sinus. This is the palatopharyngeal fold, which passes downwards and backwards to the wall of the pharynx. It contains palatopharyngeus muscle and forms the posterior boundary of the tonsillar fossa. So, this one is the tonsillar fossa, which houses the palatine tonsil. Now, let us learn the composition of soft palate. So, soft palate consists of a duplication of mucous membrane containing within it muscles, vessels, nerves, and glands. The layers are arranged as follows from posterior to anterior. The layers from posterior to anterior are this is the nasal cavity and this is the oral cavity. First, you will see in the nasal cavity is the mucous membrane of the nasopharynx. This one is the mucous membrane of the nasopharynx, which is lined by ciliated columnar epithelium, except in the posterior part where it is stratified squamous epithelium. As this part of soft palate comes in contact with the roof of the nasopharynx every time when the nasopharyngeal isthmus is closed during deglutition. After the mucous membrane from the nasal side, you will see the submucous coat with the mucous glands. So, this one is the submucous coat with the mucous glands. Then number 3 is the posterior fasciculus of the palatopharyngeus. You see, this is the posterior fasciculus of the palatopharyngeus muscle. Number 4, we will see another muscle. The name of the muscle is levator veli palatini. After levator veli palatini, you appreciate one muscle. It is the anterior fasciculus of the palatopharyngeus. So, this one is the posterior fasciculus, this one is the anterior fasciculus of palatopharyngeus. Next, this is the tensor veli palatini muscle ending in the palatine aponeurosis, which splits to enclose the musculus evuli. Regarding palatine aponeurosis, there are two views. Number 1 view is it is a part of tensor veli palatini muscle, and number 2 view is it is a part of palate in which tensor veli palatini muscle is inserted. After this, we will find a muscle. The name of the muscle is palatoglossus. After palatoglossus comes the submucous coat containing lymphoid tissue. Thereafter comes mucous membrane of the oropharynx lined by stratified squamous epithelium. So, we have tried to learn the composition of soft palate from posterior to anterior. Here first you will get the mucous membrane of the nasopharynx. When you have arrived from posterior to anterior, here you will gain mucous membrane of the oropharynx, which is lined by stratified squamous epithelium. So, with this schematic diagram, first is mucous membrane of the nasopharynx, second is submucous coat with mucous gland, third is posterior fasciculus of palatopharyngeus, fourth is levator veli palatini, fifth is anterior fasciculus of palatopharyngeus, sixth is tensor veli palatini, seventh is palatoglossus, eighth is submucous coat containing lymphoid tissue, and ninth is the mucous membrane of the oropharynx. A few words about palatine aponeurosis. Palatine aponeurosis is a fibrous framework of the soft palate where all the palatal muscles are attached. You see in this picture, this one is the palatine aponeurosis, where you see all the muscles of the soft palate have been attached. What are the name of the muscles? Tensor veli palatini, levator veli palatini, musculus evulus, palatoglossus and palatopharyngeus. So these are the muscles arranged in 5 pairs of soft palate. Next, we will learn about the blood supply. Arterial supply of soft palate is carried out by greater palatine branch of the maxillary artery, ascending palatine branch of the facial artery, and palatine branch of the ascending pharyngeal artery. Veins of the soft palate drain into the pharyngeal venous plexus via paratonsillar veins. Lymphatic drainage. Lymph vessels drain into the retropharyngeal and upper group of deep cervical lymph nodes. About the nerve supply, first is motor supply. All the muscles of soft palate except tensor veli palatini is supplied by cranial root of accessory nerve through pharyngeal plexus because they are developed from the myotome of the sixth branchial arch. Tensor veli palatini is supplied by the mandibular nerve through the otic ganglion because it is developed from the myotome of the first branchial arch. General sense of soft palate is carried out by greater and lesser palatine nerve, long sphenopalatine and glossopharyngeal nerve. Spatial sense is carried out by glossopharyngeal and lesser palatine nerves. Parasympathetic or secretomotor function is carried out via lesser palatine nerves. Now, regarding the applied of soft palate. Cleft palate is a congenital anomaly which results from failure of fusion of component parts which may vary in degrees of severity. First degree cleft palate is bifid uvula, where uvula is bifid. Second degree cleft palate is ununited palatal processes. Third degree is associated with ununited palatal process and a cleft on one side of the premaxilla. Fourth degree of severity is rare and consists of ununited palatal processes and a cleft on both sides of the premaxilla. Paralysis of soft palate may occur in diphtheria in children. The affected individual suffers from nasal voice and regurgitation of food through the nose during deglutition. That's all. Thank you.